What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Den of Kings episode. I think last week I accidentally said this incorrectly. I said episode 7, or not, or maybe last episode. But now it's actually episode 7. If I can learn my numbers, I might be doing better. I am one of your hosts, Goddard Ogutu, and my other co-host is...
Gabe.
You are sometimes I can never peg what kind of energy you're gonna give me. Last week it was a flare with the first and last name. Now it's just Gabe. Anyways, let's not us riff too much. I want to introduce our guests today. We have off to see the Wizards with us, Josh, Isaac, and Carrie. Thank you guys for joining us. How are you guys doing today? We'll start.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Josh, you?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And Carrie, I know that you and I haven't had an opportunity to meet, but how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm warming up for a night of podcasting tonight.
Okay, awesome. So, a lot of shows. It sounds like you're going to be quite busy. Are they all in the same wheelhouse in terms of those podcasts?
Yes, the other one is I also write and podcast for KC Soccer Journal.
Oh, awesome. We might have to talk about that a little bit later. Well, today's show, we're just going to kind of get to know off to see the Wizards and what you guys are and how you guys got started, but then also talk about a little bit of your experience, specifically Isaac and Josh, coming to a Southside match and just kind of that entertainment. So that will kind of generally be the flow of the episode for those that are watching. But I think before we get started, want to let people know that our next game is on Saturday 19th against Leewood Forest at 7:30 at Barstow. And it's going to be a good one, isn't it, Gabe?
Yeah, we got it. Don't worry.
We got it.
I won't say much. We got it.
It's the slight confidence for me. I love it. All right. Well, Carrie, let me start with you. So in terms of just getting started with Off to See the Wizards, what was that beginning process like? How did you get into this space, and what brought you guys together?
Yeah, so Josh and I actually went to Wichita State together. There's only so many people that kind of tweet about sporting that also go to Wichita State. We went to a game together. I met Isaac as well, and then the next day it was St. Patrick's Day, and they convinced me to go to a bar with them, not go back to school, go to a bar with them. We drank a lot, and we decided that we were going to go on a Sporting KC away days game up to Minnesota.
Okay, very nice. And so what was that game like? Because I know as of late we've not been a great team. Hopefully it was a win that day that you guys went. Oh no,
it never is.
No, it's hard.
Yeah.
Hard. So, what year was that you guys had then gotten the podcast started, Josh?
We started our Off to See the Wizards Instagram, Twitter kind of social media experiment this year, actually 2025. We went to a bar this all has something to do with bars. I know Carrie's talking about not going back to school. Many say that you actually learn more at the bars, such as shouldn't drink that much. But we met at a bar in the West Bottoms and kind of put together an idea that we had where we would take content at away games with the goal of having it maybe put onto the KC Soccer Journal like Carrie was talking about. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of realized, well, why don't we do it for home games too? And so it kind of expanded from there. I think the reason that we kind of started this was because our initial away day experience to Minnesota was such a good one. Even though we lost, we met a lot of cool people. We had a lot of great experiences. And I think just if our team is going to be bad, at least we can have some fun with it. That's kind of been my mindset about the whole thing. And I think that a lot of sporting fans have kind of resonated with that because they understand that the product on the field might not be great, but that doesn't mean that the product off the field has to be
for sure.
as dire, as down, as drab.
For sure. And Isaac, for you, in this journey that you guys have started, what have been what's a favorite moment that it's been for you that in starting this and getting involved with the Cauldron and the community?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, going back to our trip to Minnesota, after that loss, we were able to go to their supporters bar and sing karaoke with a bunch of Minnesota fans. They bought us drinks all night. It was awesome. Now that we're more established and official, like the best part is honestly like finding the sporting community, finding other people at the games, at the Cauldron, who were becoming closer, making good friends. Like that's an opportunity I never thought I would have the chance to do, and so that's been really cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it seems like for the love of sport always happens at a bar or over a drink, and there's something like a little bit comforting about that. Whether you drink or not, you can still go to a bar, hang out with somebody, and all of a sudden you start a show or you have new friends that you never thought you'd have, which that's fantastic. That's awesome to hear. That's awesome. Gabe, I know that I know that you had a question that you were thinking about, or at least I thought you did. You look like you had a question.
Oh, no. I heard Minnesota. I was like, I like Minnesota. Minnesota's nice, but I went there for basketball. I tried to convince my wife that I need to move my schooling, and she said no. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. She wants to go to D.C. I want to go to Minnesota. I mean, two different places. But no, that's the only thing. I just heard Minnesota, and I sparked. That's it.
I think Ohio is halfway, roughly.
Iowa's just nasty, though. I don't
Ohio.
like nasty.
Ohio.
Indiana.
Actually, before I even say
Cincinnati.
that, you never know. We might grow in popularity. The last thing I want to say is Iowa is nasty. I take that back. It's just Des Moines. I mean, they have, like I said, I'm a really big basketball fan, so I love the Timberwolves over there, and they have a G League affiliate over in Iowa. And I know I can't tell her to move to Iowa. She's not moving to Iowa. She said Washington, D.C. in politics, and then go over there.
When you said we might grow in popularity and you have a problem, I immediately thought, I don't know if you guys watch like the NBA TNT show with like Shaq and Eric and all them, and Shaq has something against like the women of San Antonio. And that was my immediate thought, was like, we're going to have our own issue with the people of Iowa and Ohio because you said the wrong thing.
Ohio's not real. It's not real. You know, just go back to that. What that meme was, that a few years ago back. Ohio's not real.
You know, I do own the thing, so I can write your termination right now. Just to
That's fine. That's fine. I'll just go somewhere else. I'll go with sporting. I mean, I feel like they're doing whatever, you know.
Well, we can use it.
They have an interim coach right now, Gabe. So I don't know. Maybe throw your name in the pot.
Crazy. I was on Indeed the other day. No, not Indeed. It's either Work in Sports or the other version of that, and they had the job listing for the assistant coach up there for the longest, and I'm like, shits and giggles, maybe just throw my name in there. Maybe I won't get elected, but you never know. Sporting might have my name in there, you know.
I always see it on LinkedIn, and I'm like, maybe one day. They should know who I am. Maybe just for fun.
Yeah. They pick you as the interim on a trial basis. You have a 5-game run, and all of a sudden things are looking great, and you got a contract, right?
Yeah.
You
just tell the guys, hey, you just play your game, call it a day,
and with how the team's been playing, one win, that changes your fortune right there. Then all of a sudden they got your name in the rafters. So as you guys grow, what are you hoping like, what's a wish list or like a dream bucket list as you guys grow? What's on that vision wall that you say, man, if we could do that, I feel like we're set?
I've got a couple things.
Okay.
I think firstly, I want to long-term have our social media kind of be the place that people go when they have any sort of questions about Kansas City soccer, be that Sporting Kansas City or the Kansas City Current or even Southside FC or the league that you guys play in. You know, if they're looking for some sort of experience involving soccer in Kansas City, I want them to think, okay, off to see the Wizards. That's who we have to go to. I also think it'd be cool to play in like the media game that Sporting KC has every year. I know that the current have done that with a YouTuber named Kevin Show. He was like the captain. And so he got to play, I think it was a couple years ago now. But that'd be very cool as well.
Yeah.
And maybe further down the line, I just want to highlight like soccer in the U.S. maybe from like the less popularized spots.
For sure.
I was talking to Isaac after your game actually, and I was thinking like, wouldn't it be fun if we just went to like an away game in Memphis and stayed at the Bass Pro Pyramid and just had like a whole experience like that, and then it's like you're just doing something uniquely American, but it revolves around that as well.
For sure.
And then we could even like Off to See the Wizards could just become Off to See Memphis, whatever FC or whatever their name is. But there's a few kind of long-term visions that I've had for this, but right now it's just cool to be making things involving a club that has caused us a lot of pain, but also given us a lot. And yeah, we hear that people inside the front office see our stuff, and that's just really cool. And we've been recognized at games, and that's really cool as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now we're kind of just feeling it out, seeing where we go. But long term, there's some goals definitely.
Yeah, awesome. That's fantastic, and it's always good to have that vision board so you kind of know what you're at least aiming for, hoping to get. And you know, sometimes they say when you write it down, you kind of bring it into fruition in its own way. What are you pointing at, Isaac? Are you pointing at the?
That's my Wizards jersey with my name on it.
Ooh, very nice.
I want to get on that field.
Well, there you go. There you go. Dream it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Isaac, do you have the medium jersey? You should wear that one instead.
Oh, that's at my parents' place. That's so good. Back in high school, I ordered a Sporting KC jersey off of like some random website, and I wanted my name and number on it, and they asked for the size, the name, and the number, and so I put medium Bailey 12, and they sent me the jersey, and it says medium on the back instead of my name, and that was a hot topic for my friends for the last 10 years.
I forgot about that story, and I lost it in the middle of it once I remembered.
Oh, man.
Classic.
Yeah, that is a classic story. That is a very classic story.
That's funny. That's funny.
That is funny. That is funny. Josh, you're reminding me of something when you said kind of like expanding the away days and going elsewhere. We just recently had a conversation with Herzl, and so as we were talking, and I knew that you guys were coming on, and I was like, man, I think we can make this work. There's a marketing moment here, because obviously you guys are off to see the Wizards, but then I was thinking like Wizard of Oz, Lions. We have the Lions. There's something we gotta figure out something. Like it's like you guys, us, and Herzl. We gotta make it work and figure out how we can team up and just move forward as a unit. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. Like have us like do a dance at halftime or something. And dress as a Wizard of Oz.
Herzl's our 10-man because he's got the heart.
Oh, there we go.
Joss can be your mascot. He has the onesie.
I could, but I'm also returning it. I have nothing else to wear it for.
Well, now
Onesie.
you do.
Yeah, if you go on our Instagram, I don't know, Gabe, we actually did do Wizard of Oz at our second to last home game.
That's right. I do remember seeing those pictures. That's right.
Yep.
You guys did.
Yep, and I was the lion. Let me see.
You're kidding. How did I miss this?
No. It's like it's pretty quick on their like. You don't have to scroll very far. You'll find it on their Instagram pretty quickly.
I was gonna say Lewis, which made
Oh,
it even
yes.
better.
Now I know what you're talking about. Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, for a second, I thought that said Balenciaga. And I was like, where did you get that? I see why you're returning it then.
We won fans of the match for that match, and so because of that, we got to meet the man of the match, who for that game was John Polskamp, the Sporting KC goalkeeper, and we got to offer him like scarves and a beer, and we got to meet the coach as well, which was very cool. And so John Polskamp, he's like rallying the fans, and he's like, "Hey, good game, everybody." This is inside the brew house at Children's Mercy Park.
Yeah.
And Isaac he's the one who's going to offer Polskamp the beer, and he goes and he offers it to him, and Polskamp sees him, and he's like, "Oh, hey, man." And then he sees Carrie and I dressed as Dorothy, and the lion, Isaac, was dressed as the Scarecrow. And then he's like, "Oh, Wizard of Oz," and then he points at Isaac and goes, "I thought this guy was just weird."
I'm always catching strays. I don't know what it is about me. But that's just my role in our group. So
wait,
Shut up, John.
most guys just said, it's just some weird fan. Anyway, hi.
Yeah. And then he saw us and was like, "Oh, he is weird, but he's weird with a group of people."
When Joss first met Kerry Zagnovan after the win, I mean, Joss is the first person to talk to him. So he's talking to this guy that has whiskers on in a lion onesie as his first, congrats on the win.
That's funny. That is funny. That's awesome. That's awesome, though.
That means he's never met Raiders fans. Then Raiders fans just do a lot bigger. So you and I were close to weird. So you're fine, Isaac. You're fine.
appreciate it.
Well, Josh, you have an opportunity. You guys are always welcome back to a game, but you got an opportunity, and we do not have a mascot. We do not. So if you want to find your calling, you might have an opportunity.
I mean, sometimes for my job, I have to dress up as the university mascot I work at, so I've got a little bit of experience as well. If you need my resume.
There you go. That's awesome. We'll work something out. We'll stay in touch and work something out. Okay. Well, I wanted to transition a little bit, and especially this is going to be a little bit more Isaac and Josh, but how was your experience watching a Southside game? Because obviously you probably didn't know about it until we reached out to you, or you maybe did a little bit, heard some rumblings, and all of a sudden we reached out to you, and all of a sudden now there's exposure. So I'm kind of curious to know your initial thoughts at a Southside match.
Isaac, you want to go?
Oh, yeah. So, first of all, super welcoming. Everyone knew who we were, shook our hand, was welcome, we're happy to have you, which was super, super nice. You guys did not have to do that. And it was really, really neat to just be able to talk to the players, talk to the coaches, the staff, just as if, we were actually somebody important.
Yeah.
But the game was awesome too. It was super fun to watch. We were entertained the whole time.
Good.
Super enjoyable to watch the skill level of the players, and still also balancing the fun side of more semi-pro soccer, which is not everything is going to be professional, and so a couple red cards, more goals, missed tackles, missed one,
Yeah.
So super fun environment to be at for sure.
Definitely. We appreciate, yeah, it's definitely not perfect. Even no matter how front-facing and together it looks, there's a messiness that exists behind that curtain or that wall. So, but to know that you had fun is fantastic. Carrie, I'm sure that you talked to them a little bit, or they told you about it. How was your interest level hearing them saying "Oh man, you got to check these guys out"? What was your gauge from them about us?
For sure. I mean, I think the first thing that Isaac even told me was everyone was just so nice and friendly, and he kind of told me about everyone walking up to them. But then I saw from what they had kind of videoed is that it's just in a beautiful area, which kind of took me to my grassroots of growing up during a soccer field, because I'm from Missouri. I'm from Independence, so I kind of got more of that. Yeah. Whereas they're from small town Kansas. But it kind of took me back to just how I grew up, and just seeing the whole nature around them.
Yeah.
Okay, Isaac and Joss are giving me looks. I'm assuming that they just don't see trees around them in Kansas. That's it.
Crazy.
Baldwin City is,
it's
whoa.
flat.
The Maple Leaf City.
Yeah, we grew. Our whole town has a Maple Leaf Festival. Heard of it? What does Independence have? Ooh, the Oregon Trail. Independence is a place to get somewhere else. Baldwin City is a destination. I'm just saying.
Yup. And we are surrounded by trees. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness.
Apologies. I was just stereotyping from what my roommates had told me.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is lovely.
We're taking this off recording, Carrie. You'll be getting reprimanded by the front office.
Yes.
That's funny. That's funny. Josh, I know that you had an exciting, especially second half. I know that you had a couple headers in the game and had a couple how fun was that to have that moment of like feeling like you're like basically in the game? Because I saw the energy coming from you. It was live. It was live.
No, it was really fun. I knew going in that obviously it wasn't going to be like a professional level that we were going for, but that was what I was so excited about. It was going to be more authentic, I think, and that's really enjoyable. I mean, Isaac and I, we play in a Sunday league team. I mean, nowhere near the level that Southside's at, but there is something enjoyable about the mistakes and the errors, and then not having them be as high profile because they're more consistent. I just love that stuff. So, yeah, getting the header, it was just fun. I don't know, like there was an option to head it back, and I was like, well, I mean, when in Rome, right?
Exactly.
I could have done, and I think it like kind of indirectly led to a goal. So I'm waiting to see, does that count on the stat sheet, Gabe? I'm unsure if that's an assist.
It was the path to the assist.
Yeah.
Whatever helps us win the league, man. Whatever helps us win the league.
So I get a
all
medal.
I know, no one got a medal last season, so no, you don't get a medal yet until we win. Okay.
Right. But in case you guys do,
in case we do,
we'll remember.
We'll think about it. Yeah,
I
we'll
should get a
think about
ring.
it.
I think. Yeah.
I know. Someone, a few people were asking when they came over, and they go, "Do you guys know who they are?" And I go, "Oh yeah, they're with us." And they go, "Oh, okay." I wanted to make sure there's just not some random people who were like, I didn't know they were family. I didn't know what side they were on. It's like he just said, "I got it."
Yeah, we were planning to get that for a video that we're releasing. It's with our editor Andres, who was also at the game, but he couldn't be here tonight. But we wanted to get me like sprinting after a ball, and there were a few times where I was like, "God, should I go? Should I go?" And they're like, "No, it's too far." And I think we got 2 takes of me sprinting
Like
after a
a
ball.
kid was going to get it. Like,
Yeah.
Don't beat the kid. Don't beat the kid.
Hey,
That's when you go,
speed
move.
wins. I mean, we all saw number 7, Tony Rangel out there. He's
Yeah.
a speedy guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was trying out. That's what it was. I was seeing, like, maybe if I do some wind sprints down here, they're going to be like, oh, dude, we need someone like that.
Kind of like when you're just playing basketball on the driveway, and you never know, an NBA scout might just come out of nowhere, fade away
Yeah,
here.
no, exactly.
printing on the pitch.
So
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I saw you and I go, that's something we need over there in the midfield. Everyone has yellow cards right now this season. I need someone to start this Saturday.
So from your perspective, I know that you guys asked me this question, so I'm going to kind of flip it back on you. Since you've experienced your first Southside game and you're going out in the street and telling people about it, what are you going to tell them? How are you going to present it to them to want to draw them into a Southside game?
After the game, the next morning at the Cauldron tailgate brunch, I was walking up to people like who we would talk to usually and be like, last night we went to this semi-pro game, Southside FC. Super nice guys, super fun. They're doing something unique and something cool for that level. I would highly recommend going to check it out. Tickets are only like $10. Like, it's going to a good cause. Like, it's super fun. We're gonna go to more games. There's no reason not to go, really.
For sure. And we do appreciate you guys coming out, and also making that barrier entry as low as possible, is kind of what we're trying to do, especially, having like a youth ticket cut off at 12 and then anybody under the age of 12, you get in free. Like, I don't think there's a reason to necessarily charge little kids. There's a mixed bag when they kind of come in. It's like, oh, some of them will watch, some of them will not. But better yet, the parents let them run in the yard. They can see them across the way and tire them out. So, but I do appreciate you at least mentioning that, because that's one thing that we're trying to do is just low barrier to entry. Come hang out, because we have a good product. I mean, we're hoping that we can kind of do something similar to what we did last year, and that's score a ton of goals, because That's what our team does. Last year, which it was a first year for all the teams that were kind of competing in the league, but I mean, we scored Gabe, I think the final total was like 101, wasn't it? Like at the end of the season, 101 in 18 games. We scored goals. Here. Last year, we built a team to compete, and so we scored goals, and so that's what we're continuing. The level has improved, so obviously we may not necessarily hit that same kind of height, but we're looking to entertain and provide a reason for people to come out and cheer. At the end of the day, so come out and cheer.
Yeah, we revamped the team we kept the main players who we wanted to keep, and then even to the point where we got players who they are starters on their college teams, to the point where now you have maybe a little bit of egos here and there, trying to say, why am I on the bench? Why am I, why is he starting? Why? But I mean, it's just last season. I think I told you guys, Tony scored 30 goals last season, which was the top goal scorer, and the second place in the whole league was 14 goals, and our second most goal scorer was Trey with 14 goals. Then our number 6, David Marshall from Scotland, scored 12 goals, which is, if you think about it, he's a 6. He's not supposed to score goals, but he scored 12.
Yeah.
Rami's number 8. Another midfielder, he scored 12 goals, and then Ty Spinglehalter over here with 7 goals as well. So we score goals, yeah.
We score goals. We're gonna be an entertainment factor. So if anybody is seeing this and wants to come out, we score goals. You will see something, or at least even if we don't score a goal, which is hard pressed to say we won't, it's gonna be entertaining.
You'll see a yellow and a red. I promise you.
I think, Josh and Isaac, I don't know if you remember this moment. There's one moment in the second half. Nate, he's one of our midfielders, number 22, and a Liberty player had a break down the right-hand side, and I just watched him. Like, it was like that whole moment of watching him shoulder charge. He's like, I'm not going to catch him, but I'm going to make sure he go good. He just...
Yep.
And I'm like,
hit the ball or good man.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing that baffled me when he did that. I literally, the whole time on the bench, he was like, I would say something in Spanish, right? Because it was heated game, yellow, red cards going out, saying things in Spanish, and then Nate would go, does that mean sub in Spanish? Sub in Spanish? Does that mean sub? Sub? And then finally I put him in because I'm like, I need something going on because, we were 3-2, and I was like, I need something to seal the deal. And I took out Sabino, which he already had a yellow, and then I was like, he's getting a little bit tired. Let's pull him out. We don't risk him accumulating yellow cards for the rest of the season. And the minute I turn, I hear a whistle, and I go and I see yellow, and I go, never mind. There goes. All my midfielders have yellow cards now. There you go. All of them.
It's like that story of Jose Mourinho talking to Mario Balotelli.
Oh.
And he was saying like Mario was on a yellow in the first half. He spent all of halftime, Jose did, just saying don't foul, don't foul, don't foul. Like we need to. First thing he did is get another yellow card.
You just can't tell him what to do though. You can't. Balotelli's just a different guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's cut differently, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, I know that we're kind of hitting our time here. We're gonna have to get you guys out to another game. Also, I will find an opportunity. I know Herzl wanted an opportunity to meet you guys, and I apologize for not introducing you guys at the game, but he did express that. So I will try to maybe set that up. And he said you guys make good content, and he liked what he saw with what you guys are doing. So, but I'll make sure to make that happen. So, but which also means it's an invitation to a game. Carrie. Hopefully we will get you as well as the game too. That way you can get your first taste at seeing a Southside win, just like your other co-hosts there. But hopefully you guys will be able to come and enjoy the soccer. Next game, April 19th against Leewood, 7:30, and our next home game is April 26th at 6 p.m. against Crown Villa. Crownville is a new team to the league, so they're still figuring themselves out, but it should still make for entertainment. It should still be entertaining. Do you guys have any final thoughts or anything that you would like to say to our fan base, or just another final introduction in terms of the show?
I wanted to say I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. I love stories like this. Just seeing people who are obviously passionate about not only soccer but like the area that they're representing. Goddard, you kept talking about growing up in Grandview, going to Grandview High, and just wanting to give back. And I love that story. So keep doing what you're doing, because it's not only is it clearly working by your guys' results and everything, but also you're doing it for the right reasons, I think.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And if any of your fans who are listening want to come out and check us out, we're at Off to See the Wizards on Instagram and Twitter. So, drop us a follow. We'd appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
Southside guys, you guys have been amazing throughout. Not even just at the game, but just like communication wise and setting everything up, like this podcast and everything. You guys couldn't have done it any better. Couldn't have done it any more professionally. So we appreciate you.
Well, thank you. We do appreciate you guys taking the time, coming out, and just even being receptive to things that are new and ground level. But obviously, you guys understand that with starting a whole. We're gonna call it a movement. What you guys are doing is basically a movement, and so we're excited to see your growth and your journey. And let's get after it together. Obviously, we hope that you have continued success in that, and those dreams come true, Josh. Let's make it happen where you can do away days at anywhere. And it's the small town city in Ohio, right, Gabe?
Yeah.
And away day following you guys in the Open Cup. That's the end goal.
I'm actually watching one of the Open Cup games right now here.
Yeah.
Who's playing?
Oh no, it's just a replay. It's who did I say? Charleston and South Georgia of.
Oh, Tormenta. Is that Tormenta?
Tormenta, yeah. I was like, that's a long name.
Yeah.
South Georgia Tormenta FC. That rolls off the tongue real good.
Really, really well.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Gabe. You sounded like you had a
No.
thought.
I had a suggestion for you guys. If you guys do, more away days, maybe help you guys out with numbers, and I would love to see it. You guys stay at whatever town Sporting's playing at, but you stay at a supposedly haunted house.
Oh.
You got to stay there over the night,
Okay.
a hotel room or something that's, you hear some stories here and there. I would love to watch that kind of, what's that YouTube? They used to be on BuzzFeed.
Remember?
I know you're talking about.
Yes. I need to see something like that, a vlog. I would watch that. Go watch Sporting and then go get haunted at night.
The Airbnb that we're staying at in Cincinnati is haunted. That's just what I've heard. I don't know, guys.
Okay. And then really quickly, Carrie, Isaac, do you guys have any final thoughts or words that you would like to say at all?
Your jerseys are so cool. I can't stop thinking about them.
Well, we might have to work on getting you one.
They're so clean.
We might have to work on getting you guys some then. I'll make sure to try to put it in order for you guys. But yeah, I know. Obviously, as you can see, this was like one of the prototypes when I was still working. So it even still has the old Jersey Bird logo on it. I don't know how well you can see it. So that was a proto, and that one was a prototype as well. So I had to keep it for memory's sake. Eventually, I will frame them, but for now,
there you go. If you want to show up to a Southside FC game, show up for the jerseys alone. I mean, if you're going to pick a team to support, pick a team that's got cool jerseys. That's gonna gather people around.
I love it.
Matt would love to hear that, Matt, since he designed the jerseys.
Yeah. My brother Matt made the jerseys. And Carrie, what about you? Any final words?
I'm excited to come out and see one of these. Isaac and Josh hyped this up so much that I'm just so excited to come out already.
Well, hey, I hope we don't fall flat in our face after that endorsement. That'd be the worst time to come out. It's like, don't come out yet. I think this might be bad. We want to make sure it's good. Well, anyways, we appreciate you guys taking time, coming out on our show, coming out to a game, and definitely we'll make sure that we get you guys out to another one. We'll stay in contact, and hopefully we will have you back on a future show or however that might work out. But to our fans listening, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to catch our next game. I know that we are recording. We're still fixing some live issues, but be sure to follow our YouTube channel and also follow us on all social media at Southside FC KC. Lastly, go buy some merch. Check out the merch. I'm still working on new products. Yes, Isaac. I love it. New products are still being worked on, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the design. But apart from that, we appreciate you guys joining the show, and we'll catch you on the South Side.